IR35 is here. What does your business need to do now? In this short video, VinciWorks will explain what IR35 is, who is covered, what it means for your business, and most importantly, what are the compliance steps you need to take now. Since the 6th of April 2021, the way the status of independent contractors are determined by the clients they work for has changed. Now, the onus is on the client to know if their contractors are inside IR35 or outside IR35. Being outside IR35 means contractors are genuine. The contractor is there to do a specific job, doesn't have access to employee benefits, has the freedom to work on their own without management supervision, brings their own equipment, and can terminate the contract when they wish. Being inside IR35 means the contractor-client relationship has enough similarities to a full-time employee-employer relationship for the contractor to be determined in actual fact a disguised employee. Falling inside IR35, being considered a disguised employee, prevents the contractor from using certain tax planning methods, such as being paid a small salary and a high dividends, to minimize their tax obligations. Instead, the client has to pay almost the entire fee as a salary to the contractor, meaning income tax and national insurance contributions also have to be paid. This change will affect over 250,000 contractors in the UK, and HMRC is expecting to add at least £1 billion in revenue to the Exchequer as a result of the changes. So what is IR35? IR35 is also known as the intermediaries legislation because it applies to workers who provide their services through an intermediary rather than being an employee. The intermediary will often be the contractor's own limited company or personal service company. A personal service company is a limited company where the sole director, the contractor, owns most or all of the shares. The contractor then delivers services to clients. A contractor can provide their services directly to clients through their intermediary, or they might work through an agency or an umbrella company. Previously, only public sector clients were responsible for determining the status of their contractors. But from now on, medium and large-sized businesses are responsible for working out their contractors' correct employment status. Smaller businesses who meet two of the following criteria will not need to determine the employment status of those contractors. Those are businesses with an annual turnover of no more than £10.2 million, businesses with a balance sheet of no more than £5.1 million, or businesses with no more than 50 employees. Medium and large businesses must determine the employment status of contractors, and the reasons for that decision should be provided in a document called a Status Determination Statement. The decision making and reasoning is important to get right because HMRC will hold the client responsible for the mistake if they haven't taken reasonable care to determine the status of the contractor. Remember that IR35 doesn't apply to genuine contractors providing services. That could be anything from plumbing to accounting. Those contracts do not fall inside IR35 as long as they are not a disguised employee. There's a few criteria which will help determine the status of contractors. First of all, think about supervision, direction, and control of the contractor. If the contractor has to work at specific times, 9 to 5, 5 days a week, this implies employment. But if a contractor determines the time of their work, for example, a plumber is saying they will show up somewhere between 9 to 5, this implies a genuine contractor. Secondly, think about if the contractor can offer a substitute. If the plumber can send someone else to complete the job, then this is likely to be a genuine contractor. But if the work has to be done by one specific person, this is likely to be a disguised employee and so fall inside IR35. Thirdly, think about if there's a mutuality of obligation exists. If the plumber has completed one job, do they have an obligation to accept further work offered? And is the client under any form of obligation to offer more work? If there is some form of mutuality of obligation element, then this is another indication of a disguised employee and the contractor is likely to fall inside IR35. HMRC looks closely at the conditions of employment when considering whether a contractor falls inside or outside of IR35. And there are a few important points to consider. Equipment. Does the contractor bring their own tools, or does the client provide it? Contractors who don't use their own equipment are often argued to be disguised employees. Financial risk. Is a contractor responsible for errors made during the contract, and would they be expected to fix it in their own time and at their own expense? Also, does the contractor have professional indemnity insurance? Exclusivity. Is the contractor allowed to take on other clients at the same time? If not, this strongly suggests a disguised employee relationship. Business identity. Does the contractor have their own website, their own office space, or even their own employees? If so, this suggests they are a genuine contractor. So what now? So once you've determined the status of your contractors, you should send them a status determination statement. It should include your reasoning for this determination. The contractor can challenge this if they don't agree. If the contractor is determined as being inside IR35, that is, they're a disguised employee, you as a client are seen as their employer and should pay them accordingly. If the contractor is determined as being outside IR35 and they are a genuine contractor, then they can be paid as any other contractor would be. How Omnitrac can help with IR35 compliance. Because the onus is on the client to determine the IR35 status of the contractor, and because these determinations can be open to challenge by the contractor and could be inspected by HMRC, it is very important to have an audit trail, evidence, and the ability to track how these decisions are made. VintuWorks' Omnitrac system can help with IR35 compliance. Our powerful, customizable form builder allows you to create contractor questionnaires specific to your business and prompt contractors to upload evidence or add further details. After gathering this evidence, status determination statements can be issued to contractors and intermediaries at the click of a button, and you can easily track from one dashboard those who have acknowledged receipt or flag any disputed determinations for follow-up. Maintaining a clear audit trail is very important, as you must be prepared to defend the decisions made, possibly to HMRC investigators. Omnitrac means everything is recorded and audit reports can quickly be created as and when required. So book your personal IR35 compliance consultation with VintuWorks now.